What message are you trying to send by coming here to Taiwan at this point in time?
That Sweden and Europe stands with Taiwan, that history is on our side, that the rules-based world order will stand.
And what importance, in your view, does Taiwan have to both Sweden and to Europe?
Taiwan is extremely important, and I think people back at home start realizing that they understand the connection between, for instance, Ukraine and Taiwan. Sure, there are differences, but the similarities in that free peoples are facing imperial aggression and ambitions is very striking.
I mean, you bring me on to my next question, which is, do you think that Russia's invasion of Ukraine has changed people's minds in Europe about Taiwan?
Well, I think it has changed people's attitudes about China, and thus also Taiwan. That China is actively part of trying to destruct the European security order, and that we won't accept that. And my personal ambition is to make the Chinese realize that there's a price to pay for that. With regards to Taiwan, a lot of us started our love affair with Taiwan by learning about its country's freedoms, democracy, and rule of law. But I think that Taiwan is also part of the realpolitik in the sense that China must understand that we will further our cooperation with Taiwan if the PRC continues to work with Russia. So it's both idealism and realpolitik.
And looking, I suppose, at China's relationship with the EU, in recent months, Lithuania has been facing a lot of, I suppose, what the EU calls economic coercion. They've taken that case to the World Trade Organization. Is that making the EU more hesitant about dealing with Taiwan?
I think the CCP has misread Europe. And they do not really understand our mentality if they think that we are going to be afraid of them. No, we are not. We are going to learn the lesson from this. And I think that my line, which is about decoupling from China, make us independent of Chinese value chains, is gaining ground. And I think Taiwan is a big part of that equation. I think also Australia, Japan, India is part of that. And this is what we need to do now. And China has been playing with fire, and we're going to make them learn that lesson.
I mean, you talk about the different allies perhaps in this partnership with Taiwan. Obviously, historically speaking, the US has been Taiwan's biggest ally in the West. How do you see the differences between what the EU has to offer Taiwan and perhaps what the US is doing?
Well, I think that the European Union has another role to play in the Indo-Pacific than the United States. I mean, we are never going to be as present militarily as the United States, but what we can do is to finally take care of the defense of European soil, mainly by ourselves. I mean, Germany is now stepping up its military spending, as is Sweden. Sweden and Finland is close to join NATO at the moment. And that is very good news for Taiwan. Why? Because the United States no longer has a two-theater strategy. They have a one-theater strategy. So if Europe can take care of Europe, that will leave the United States, liberate United States resources to actually safeguard the Indo-Pacific from Chinese imperialism. So this is crucial. I also think that one of the main lessons to learn from Lithuania is that we need a NATO for trade. We need an Article 5 in case China or anyone else try to coerce small countries into not being free to set their own foreign policy. This should be one of the European Union's main priorities, to gather a global alliance of like-minded partners in defense of national sovereignty.
And as a final question, do you have any message for the people of Taiwan having come here for the first time?
Well, I do want to thank the people of Taiwan for their hospitality, for being so friendly with us, and it's heartwarming to see that what we do in Europe actually means so much for this people that is facing such a big and ruthless neighbor in the PRC.